Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back. Welcoming you to Nerds on Culture with Stormybman for this Monday, March 16th, 2026. This is number 156 in the series of Nerds, and we had to postpone it due to a couple of little things where life happens. But this is our show where we're talking about Avengers Doomsday plot leak. You know, this is a hotly anticipated film coming up from Marvel Studios, and we all have been brought along the journey of their Avengers storytelling in live action, and we're finding ourselves geared up because this is going to be a little bit different. We're going to see some of the same faces but in different places as we find the characters kind of moved around and the actors portraying them, and there's a lot of mystery around the storytelling. So we're going to talk about that a little bit this evening as I introduce my co-host of the show. We got Drew Titan in the building with me this evening. What's going on, Drew? How you feeling, brother?
I'm a nerd. I am a nerd, and I love it. And I want you guys to understand. Stormy, do me a favor, pin my comment with the link to Rumble. Pin that to the top.
Okay.
We're going to halfway through the show, we're gonna migrate over to Rumble and finish off the show so we could play the music we want and the videos that we want. Freedom from interruptions and Miguel and things of that nature. But I'm excited about this. And they have some leaked information, and man, are we gonna have fun with this, man. So y'all make sure that you click that link right here from Rumble, And what you're going is pinned at the top. You guys make sure that you're over there so you can get the full effect of the show. This is why this show on Mondays is going to be that much more better, because it's hard to get the context of what we're saying here about the news, about the information, without you seeing things for yourself. Please follow us on Rumble. I can't wait till we do another Blue Eyed Soul, because I was writing down things like crazy, man. We're making big moves. You just don't have no freedom over here on YouTube. There's a bunch of freedom over there on Rumble. You know what I mean? So make sure you click that link when it's time to make the move. We're going to let you know when it's time to make that power move over to Rumble, so you can get the full context of what we're saying. But if you're a nerd like us and you're excited about this new chapter in the Avengers Marvel saga, man, buckle up, man. We got some great news coming.
Yeah, and we won't even, it won't even be half of the show. We may be right here for about another 5 minutes, I'll say, because
there you go.
We had a little bit of a delay because we just had to switch some things up technically. That's why if some of you had that original Rumble link, we just discovered that you can't upload a future stream on Rumble unless it's 24 hours before you do so. And then even if it's within 24 hours, if you don't start it inside the 24 hours, you have to make a new one. So that's what the delay was, you guys. I had to rush to make a new it's the same stream and everything, but just it's almost like redoing it for another span of 24 hours. But we're already engaged now. And again, that's a learning curve because that's a new platform. And like I say, the earliest that you can, like, I can't set something up for Wednesday today on Rumble. It has to be for tomorrow, and it has to be within 24 hours of what the time is right now. So if you can understand that math, never was good in math too much myself, but if you can understand how that works, that's what that is. You have to go live within that frame of time, even if it goes 3, 4, 5 minutes over. No, it'll say it's ended. So Columbia, I know you've been out there putting links out for me in the chats and stuff. So if you had done that already, I apologize for that. On YouTube, you're still good. But on Rumble, you have to do it again, you know, if you feel up to doing that, if you had done that. I didn't look to see if that had been done over on Rumble yet, but we appreciate all of the help and assistance, and trying to keep you informed on this is important too, so that you all understand how things are working from both sides. But salute to everybody that's out there in the chat. I take it because we have a few people out there. These are our nerds that like the Marvel films and the comic book graphic film live action movies. And I'll tell you something, they are a ton of fun. You know, I sit and look at the films that I have on Blu-ray, and I've watched a few of them many times. I've watched a few of them a few times. I have a handful that I just go to that I love to watch over and over again. And it's really interesting because even though technology has gotten better and everything, there's something very nostalgic about being able to return to one of my favorites, like the Incredible Hulk with what's his name? Dang, come on, help me out. That played Bruce Banner. Ed Norton.
Ed Norton.
Ed Norton. I love that film. I don't know what it is. I can express why I love it so much, but I can go back and watch that film. If it's on TV or something, I'm flipping through, I'll watch it because I just love that film. And I think a lot of it has to do with the director, Louis Leterrier, who Marvel has not gone back to, but they should consider it because the man really knows how to shoot action. But it's the way that he put Banner and Hulk in situations. He was still that man on the run type deal that was from the TV series, with Lou Ferrigno and Bill Bixby,
Yep.
and there was always it was adrenaline pumped.
Yes.
And as I shared with Drew about the last Fast and Furious film, Louis Leterrier directed that movie, and if you saw that movie, he had that same pulsating type action in that opening sequence of that film. It was like that giant boulder thing rolling through the city and all of that.
Yep.
It was crazy, man.
Yep.
But that man knows how to direct action, and he's
Yep.
perfect for comic book films. And it was his idea to present the Hulk in that film as that uber strong looking, veins pulsating and everything, looking like not so much like a bodybuilder, but some kind of super athlete. That was his idea, to have Hulk look like that. And if you ask me, that was probably one of the best Hulks ever cinematically. So I really enjoyed that. And I hope that Marvel can get back to that, especially if they're thinking about getting back into that aspect of things where they're talking about gearing up toward World War Hulk. Your thoughts, Drew?
Man, listen, if you didn't read World War Hulk, if anyone didn't read World War Hulk, go read it. I'm sure they're gonna change it around a little bit, but go read it. I'm sure there's guys that review there's a lot of channels that review the whole comic and they narrate it, so you can just listen to it and watch the panels on the television, well, on your monitor. But all the earmarks were there for World War Hulk, but they kind of goofed it up. But they can revisit it. You know, they're creative enough to revisit it. But goodness, man, I am so excited about this. So excited about this.
Yeah, and even off of what I have to share with our information that we'll have when we move over to Rumble about the Avengers leaks, because we got two things that we're gonna kind of gear into, and there's a content creator out there who I'm giving credit to for he follows this stuff all the time, and I'm subscribed to him. When we move over to Rumble, I'll start mentioning, you know, names and stuff like that. But at the same time, all of the information that he gets, it's not clickbait. It's like as soon as it's solid, you know, he'll start saying, hey, there's rumblings of this. And then when it's definitely a green lit thing, he lets you know. But he also with that little bit of where you have the option to say, hey, if you don't want to know, turn away now. That kind of thing, because it's like people don't want things spoiled or whatever. But we're in the information age right now, and it's like it's hard to not spoil stuff. So I just decide to like tune things out. And I don't watch a lot of the leaks and stuff, but I did this for content, for you guys to be able to come in, and we're talking about this because the Avengers film is not being released until December. So we got a whole rest of the year, 3/4 of the year to get through before we get the chance to enjoy that. Although I do believe Spider-Man Brand New Day will come in either late summer or early fall, something like that. And it'll be the first film that Marvel will drop, Marvel/Sony will drop before the Avengers Doomsday film. And they will begin filming Avengers Secret Wars just within the next month or so. So that film will be dropping next year, you know. So
yeah, Wednesday, I think the Spider-Man is the trailer's leaking on not leaking, they're releasing it on Wednesday. I think like at 6 in the morning or something. So it's gonna be crazy. It might crash the internet. Because everyone's looking forward with that. Definitely. You know why? You know why people are looking so forward to this? Because it sounds like after phase 4, they heard the outcry. People were like, I'm done with this crap. All right, it's done. Jump the shark. By the way, do y'all know what jump the shark means? Anybody? Who doesn't know what jump the shark means? Just quickly put in the chat. I know you probably heard jump the shark. Do you know what I mean when I say jump the shark? Because there's a definition. There's a reason why we say that. Well, I'll explain it. They thought that it jumped the shark, and people were saying, okay, we're done here. At Thor Love and Thunder, we're done here. And they realized that their product was messed up, and they had to recoup, because it's like, man, we done made billions from this. How did we mess that up? You gave creative control to the woke agenda. And they said, all right, fine. We tried it that way. You're done. Get out of here. And they ran out and got the original cast members. They're mixing things up again. And the storylines are getting more serious. I don't mind a little joke here and there, but you got to bring this thing back. People are going to be getting offed. It's going to be crazy. Now, jump the shark. I'm explaining this as fast as I can. There was a show called Happy Days. You know, Henry Winkler, the Fonz. Hey, remember that guy? Jump the Shark came from Happy Days. What that means is the last season of Happy Days, the Fonz ended up in Hawaii somewhere, and he had a contest where he had to ride his bike, his motorcycle, and jump over like a pool of sharks, and he could have died, but he made the jump, and that was a big old thing on TV. It was the 80s, y'all. But by then, Happy Days has gone through so many changes, it just got ridiculous. The first season of Happy Days, the Fonz was just a cool guy and solving problems. By the time he got to the last season, he was damn near a magician. He's banging stuff and lights are turning on. It was like he was too cool. It was like Family Matters started out like a black family going through some things, and the guy's a cop and he has a household, but then somehow it turned into the Urkel show, and it became a clown show after that. It did well, but it was a clown show. So when we say jump the shark, that means, okay, you got some views, but after this, it's over. So
that happened with Good Times.
It happened with Good Times.
Good Times started out with telling a story of a family that was struggling in the Cabrini Green projects and everything, and the dad.
Then they focused on JJ.
Then they switched to JJ, who was a clown on the show, and John Amos left the show because he tried to tell them, hey, don't go down this avenue. This is not what's best.
That's right.
And they were like, oh, well, you know, your character, we could get rid of you. And what did that do? It ruined the show. It really did. It ruined the show. Because
that father was the backbone of that family.
Evans was there. He took on, matter of fact, let's just do a show on Good Times.
On Good Times.
We can come back and discuss that. But to your point, that's what I was just trying to say.
Right. So that's what jump the shark means. That means, okay, I've given this show X amount of seasons, and this right here, I've only watched it because I've supported it, but I think it's over. The Martin Lawrence show from the 90s. It got too crazy. That last season, it was just like over the top. Look at the writing in the first season all the way to the last season. It's like two different shows. You can also look at oh man.
In fact, since we mentioned Good Times, guess what? We can do a real show on Good Times because we got Rumble now.
Yeah, Rumble. That's right. That's right.
Yes, sir.
You know, shows have changed when they tap into one character, and it went from Good Times to the Kid Dynamite show, JJ, and it was like, you know, they tried to get that show Rock with Charles S. Dutton, and they tried to get him. They say, hey man, you know, why don't you make it more of a clown comedy? And he said no. He's a real actor. He was doing Rock Live. Yeah. And he didn't want to make it a clown show, and they literally just removed it off the air. You know, and Rock was a damn good show. You know, if y'all just pulling up, go to the top. There's a link to Rumble. All you got to do is press the link right above y'all. It's going to take you to Rumble. It's gonna take you to Rumble. All right. Lone
And we're
Star,
getting ready to head over there.
we're getting ready to shut the YouTube down and head over to Rumble. Click that link. All you gotta do is it costs you nothing. Just click the link, go to Rumble, because we have more freedom. We're gonna start playing clips and music so you can get the full feel of what we're discussing here, because YouTube just shuts us down. So we're only giving them 20, 25 minutes. And we're gonna get out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So up top, there's a link pinned. Click that link and pull up the Rumble window. We're live there now. We're about to shut down the YouTube right now.
Yep. So just go ahead, just go on over there to Rumble, and we're gonna give Miguel the Tupac 2-finger salute and get on up out of here. But yeah, we'll see you guys on Rumble.
Hang tight. We'll be right back. Go to Rumble, click the link.